Welcome everybody today. It's the middle of the afternoon right now here in Asia. And so what does that mean? Tea time. So to make today a little more visual, what I've decided to do was buy all my teas. I'm going to pour some out, one for each kind of tea that I have today. And that way you can see actually what is in the tea. Because some of the teas here are a little bit odd and you might not have seen them before. Okay, so let's get started with tea number 1. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is buckwheat tea. Just buckwheat. So we can see here. All right, good. So what I'll do is I'll get my handy dandy knife. I'll cut open the lid here and then carefully as possible, not too carefully obviously, pour out a bit of the tea in one of the cups. All right, that's good enough. That gives you an idea of what it looks like. And I'll put this open tea down here. So, as you can see, this tea is quite a dark flavor, a dark looking tea. It looks like beer actually, which is kind of funny that it's in a pint glass. The flavor is quite strong. It's got a buckwheat flavor. Just so you know, all the tea that I bought today, I bought them with low sugar and low ice. So that's why you don't see very much ice, although you can kind of hear it clinking just a little bit. So let's give it a taste. Yeah, it tastes like buckwheat. It doesn't taste like tea at all. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be tea, but I don't really think it is. That said, it's still pretty yummy. It's pretty good. The appearance of it, well, for tea, it looks a little dark. I'm going to give it a 3. For the aroma, it's quite pleasant. Give that a 4. And the taste a 3. So that makes that a 10 out of 15. Okay, so let's reach into the bag and get the next one. Now I'm just doing these randomly. I'm not sure which is there. Okay, this one is lemon kumquat. Usually I like some kind of citrusy tea. So my daughter, when she got these for me today, when she went and picked them up, she chose all the flavors. She must have had me in mind. Thank you, Amelia. So let's take a look and see how this one looks. We'll grab the next cup. Oy, mamma mia, there's a mess. But that's why there's a mat down. All right. Put that on the floor. Okay, as we can see, it's a much more lemony looking kind of drink. Yellowy. A lot more tea in there. Yeah, let's smell. Ooh. Nice citrusy note to it for sure. Yep, that's why she got it for me. It's a bit sour tasting, still has a tea flavor in it. That's excellent. I don't even need to judge. I'm just going to give that a 15 out of 15 right off the bat. Okay, so now, knowing my daughter and the fact that she gave me this kind of spoon, we're probably going to start to getting into a little bit weirder teas. Things that you might not have seen back in North America, for example. This one, brown milk pearl tea. Pearl is what they call, or junju, little tapioca pearls, little tapioca balls. I think they're pretty much everywhere now. But I'm not a huge fan, but people love them, that's for sure. So we'll give it a try. We'll take a look, see what it looks like. Brown sugar milk tea. So the brown sugar might add a nice smell to it. Hopefully it does. We'll be a little careful with that. Hey, we did it better that time. It's a miracle. Oh, I should hold this up. All right, that's that one. I'm not sure if I held up the lemon one. I can't remember already. So here. There you go. Now you've got an idea of both of them, just in case. Now, We look at it, looks like a normal milk tea. Doesn't look too bad. I don't see any of the pearls in it though. My daughter gave me a cup that was too big. Okay, you know what we'll do? Let's dig in here to make sure we get some of the pearls. Oh yeah, they're all stuck at the bottom. Okay. There we go. As you can see, they're kind of black, dark pearls. All right. Put that in there. Now in the cup, you can see them. Oh, see, you can see them there on the bottom. They're these tapioca pearls. Oh, that's quite nice. The brown sugar has an excellent taste in it. It just tastes like when I was a kid, I would use kind of maple syrup, pour it into a cup with milk, and just stir it up and drink that. That really reminds me of that. Now the tapioca balls, just chewy tapioca. Nothing too special, but it doesn't detract from it. So what I'm going to say is the look is nice if you like a milky tea looking tea. So the look, I'll give that a 4. The aroma, I'm going to give the aroma is not strong. I'll give that a 4. It's a nice aroma, but not that strong. Not enough to give you an idea of the surprise that you're in for. Because the taste, I'm going to give it a 5. The taste is pretty all right. So that is 13 out of 15. Pretty good choice, Amelia. All right, so I decided to go get a proper spoon, one that'll fit into the cup. And just to finish off that last segment a little bit better, I can show you. There are lots of pearls in this. Lots and lots. The bottom is pretty much full. The bottom fifth, I would say, something like that. So, there we go. Anyway, on to the next one. The next one is pudding and milk tea. Pudding. Now, I'm sure lots of you, possibly lots of you, especially people in North America, you've probably never heard of this. I hadn't anyway before I came to Asia. Pudding inside tea. So it's a bit peculiar, I think. Hey, who knows? I was shocked by the brown sugar one. That tasted great. So, well, maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, that looks like the brown sugar again. Let's move this here so we can scoop up. Oh, there's actually an actual pudding that you get from the store. Well, that's hilarious. I thought it was going to be little bits of pudding in it, but no. You can buy these little yellow puddings. I'll put a picture here. And it looks exactly like that's what they bought and put in, or yeah, what they bought, what they have, and what they put in. Yep, it tastes like that. Okay, well, that's disappointing compared to the last one. The last one has a nice aroma. This is basically no aroma, just a milky, kind of small milky smell. The look, it looks fine until you take that big pudding out. Then I think it looks a little bit dumb. I don't really like that. And you taste the pudding, it doesn't taste as nice as it does by itself. You taste the milk tea with the pudding, it's not as nice as it is on its own. So it's not terrible. So I'll give it a 3 for look, a 3. I can't. I'll give it a 2 for aroma and a 3 for taste. So that's an 8 out of 15. If I were you, pass it along. Much better off with the sugar, with the brown sugar. Okay, so the last one for today is honey lemon. It's a honey lemon tea. As you can see, there through her little bee and a lemon. So honey lemon, okay? Chances are I'm probably going to like this. Although, to be honest, I like my lemon teas to be sour. So I might not think it's as good as it could be if it's too sweet. Now, we asked for them not to make it too sweet, but we'll see. We'll put that down here. Put this down back on the floor again. All right. You can see the honey has definitely added a color to it. Just the regular lemon tea, you can see the honey tea is quite a bit darker than the regular lemon. So let's take a smell. Oh, you can smell honey. It's pretty strong. It's not unpleasant, but it's actually not really pleasant at the same time. It depends, I guess, on how much you like honey. I like honey, but I don't love it. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's quite sweet. The sweetness of the honey has basically killed any lemon flavor. So if I'm gonna suggest, if you're a person who likes honey, don't bother with the lemon. Just get a honey tea. There's plenty of them around. People like them. My daughters love them. So why ruin the lemon flavor with honey and overpower the lemon completely? So that doesn't really make sense to me. But hey, what can you do? What is the look? It looks fine. It looks like a lemon tea. It looks quite pleasant, actually. I'll give it a 4. The smell, it's kind of sweet, but that honey smell is a little sickly sweet to me. So I'll give it a 3, and I'll give it a 3 for taste too. So that altogether equals out to be a 10 out of 15. So let's do what we did last week. Let's put some order on this. What we'll do today, I think what I'll do is I'll put them in order of first to last. So number 1, right off the bat for me, is just the lemon kumquat. That's the first place tea, for sure. Now let's see, what should we do next? We've got this one. Yeah, I think so. That's the number 2. That is the brown sugar. Now this is where it's tough. These 3. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to put those as equal third place because there's not really much to go on as a difference. I think they're all okay. They're tolerable. There's something that's a little with each of them. These 2, I think they're quite good. So my suggestion to you, if you're in Asia and it's tea time, perhaps get yourself a lemon kumquat or a brown sugar milk tea with or without pearls. Up to you. Bye for now.